Imagine a cave. A massive cave with its own ecosystem, consisting of nearly 150 interconnected small caves, estimated to be approximately 87 miles long, and whose end has yet to be discovered. The cave is like an underground city, likely housing many undiscovered animal and plant species. But I haven't shared the interesting part yet. According to the legend, some people who visited the cave heard murmurs said to come from inside the cave. The eerie sound of the wind at the cave's entrance had frightened many who dared to enter. Amateur photographers reportedly came across giant footprints and creatures believed to be reptilian in the cave. Were these real? Here lies the mystery of the massive and extraordinary underground cave, Hang Son Doong. The description of this series has been provided to the Audio Description Association by TRT. Subtitles by M. Sinta K. At that time this plant was quite valuable. Its resin was used to make perfume. However, he couldn't find this plant near the national park. He had to go deep into the forest. It was rumored that there were many wild animals in the forest. However, he had to take care of his family and was determined to go. I hope I can find these plants where I am going. I heard that there are plenty of these deep in the forest. I've been walking for about 7.457 miles, but I haven't found anything. I need to go further. I think I've walked another 4.97 miles. I might be lost on this western side of the forest. The clouds have already started gathering in the sky. I need to find shelter. I leaned against a rock. I'll rest here for a while. When Hohan leaned against the rock, he noticed a strong wind coming from behind. Moreover, he could even hear the sounds of flowing water from the direction the wind was coming from. Where are these strong winds and water sounds coming from? I'm heading toward where they originate to check. Oh my god, my voice is echoing far into the distance. This looks like a very large cave. I've seen many caves in the area, but this is the first time I've seen one like this. The wind coming from inside. It's as if there's another world underground. It's very dark inside. I can't go any further without a rope and a lantern. Hohan set out at dawn and returned home. He described the howling sounds he heard and the strong wind, but very few people believed him. Hohan set out again to prove it. However, he couldn't remember the way to the cave. Ultimately, his story became a legend. Hohan kept working as a lumberjack, but one day he was sure he would find that cave again. 15 years later, in the fall of 2006, a group of cavers from England set out on an expedition to discover new caves in the area. During that time, they also learned about the legendary story of Hohan. The team met with Hohan and asked him to guide them. Hohan agreed to this and they set out together. However, after spending 3 days in the forest, they couldn't find the location of the cave. Finally, the group gave up and left a phone number for Hohan to contact them if he found the cave. 3 years later, on a winter morning in 2009, Han went back to the forest. After spending half a day in the forest, he felt that strong wind again. He was sure he had found the cave. He returned with great joy and quickly got in touch with the team. After this joyful news, the team returned to Vietnam again. They made their preparations and started walking towards the cave again. After a 6-hour walk, the cave was found, Hang Son Doong Cave. In Turkish, it's called Mountain River Cave. They didn't know yet, but the cave they found was the world's largest cave with its own ecosystem. The explorable area of the cave is 3.1 miles, the tunnel section is 5.6 miles. And with laser scanning, it is estimated to be approximately 86.992 miles long. According to legend, a dragon lived inside. Some believed it was a cave belonging to the reptilian race. It's time to enter the cave now. The part you see belongs to the entrance of the cave. When you turn right just below, it leads to the cave. Hohan felt that strong wind exactly while passing through here. Here's the entrance to the cave. Look at how the strong winds have shaped the limestone structure of the cave. From the moss on some of the rocks, we understand that this place was once underwater. Most likely, the streams gradually eroded the limestone structure here over time, turning it into a riverbed, and the waters receded over time. We're moving inward. Note the wall deteriorations too. How the water flowing due to humidity has eroded the cave wall. It's like a man-made masterpiece. When we turn our heads, we see a sloping cave leading into the darkness. It's impossible to explore without lighting. And inside, we're going straight in. You can see it illuminated inside. You can understand this better by looking at the point we arrived at. We are passing through a long riverbed in this section. We move a bit further and arrive at the first large cave. This place is large enough for a Boeing 747 to pass through, or large enough for 3 glider planes to pass side by side. Just ahead you can see a stalagmite. Because of its resemblance, it has been named the Hand of Dog, a stalagmite over 76.554 yards tall. It could be one of the largest stalagmites in the world. Here we are right above it. You can see where the exploration team has set up camp ahead. It must be an amazing feeling to camp here. Now we are moving towards the exciting parts of the cave. The opening above was formed by the collapse of the upper surface into the cave. This allows plenty of light to illuminate the interior. What's even more interesting is that the sunlight entering through the opening above creates an ecosystem in this massive area. Clouds even form in this area. It's just like a dragon's nest. This wall here has been named after dinosaurs. It truly resembles a dinosaur's skull. I can't even imagine how long it took for this large cave to form as rivers slowly carved it out. It is estimated to have formed over 2 to 5 million years. We are moving out of the ecosystem and heading back into the darkness of the cave. This part of the cave is made entirely of pure fossil. The dripping water from the ceiling has created a stunning visual on the floor. We move forward and enter the part of the cave with a different ecosystem. If you look back at where we came from, you can observe how massive the cave is compared to human size. Another part of the cave that has reached the light. It's like a scene from a movie. This is the Edam garden. It spans about 2 football fields. Here, a forest-like structure is more apparent. Here, there are tall trees, birds, and perhaps insects of a kind we haven't seen above. Examine the left wall closely. It appears something has left claw marks, likely evidence of a fault line. Explorers have reportedly seen monkeys and even snakes here. Due to the recent discovery of the cave, very little is known about the species here. We bid farewell to the magnificent Edam garden. We continue towards the darker parts of the cave. Here again, we see that another exploration team has set up camp. Now we are moving towards the darker and steeper parts of the Doong cave. Without lighting equipment, it is a completely pitch dark place. No living creatures reside here. Of course, as far as we know. You might think these are fish, but they are just footprints. This is the farthest accessible part of the cave. It is completely submerged. And what lies ahead, which creatures live there, is unknown. But did a photo taken by an amateur photographer during a trip indicate that other creatures live here? The person who took the photo initially didn't notice this detail, but upon closer inspection, a creature with eyes, a mouth, and ears could be seen in the dark part of the cave. This was perhaps just a strong possibility of a resemblance created by the indentations and protrusions on the wall. According to some, the Gorgan Maiguk tribe is being held here. This is such a wrong piece of information that it cannot be true, because this tribe is enclosed within a barrier built between 2 mountains, and it is not in the Vietnam region but somewhere in the Middle East. The second option, the Redilian race, is a more logical choice, but there is no evidence today to prove the existence of such a race. In another visual, it was shown that a giant footprint was found in the cave. However, this picture is unrelated to the cave. It was fabricated to create mystery. The grandeur and extraordinary nature of the Sundong cave would, of course, bring along some stories as well. For now, this place is only known as the world's largest cave. But when the remaining parts of the cave are discovered, perhaps this cave will reveal traces of an entirely different civilization.